You guys, it's Vlogmas. Good morning. I am on my way to my garden. I'm gonna meet my gardening buddy Chris, and we're gonna divide up the space, and I brought a tape measure and I'm gonna take some measurements, and yeah, I'm all very excited about it. It's all very exciting. I'm currently wearing my velvety, not cardigan, she just released the cardigan version though, the velvety sweater that I knit using wool and Sweet Sparrow Yarn's mohair base together, and it's this fuzzy delight. It's always a little bit itchy when I first put it on, but as soon as I start walking around in the cold, the itch factor goes away. So you might find that with mohair, because I was very concerned at first after knitting this whole sweater that it was not going to be wearable, but it turns out that once I start walking in the cold, it's fine. And that's exactly the case right now. So for those of you interested, this is the space. It's these 3 beds, and then over on patio, there's a bed over here and plenty of pot space. This is somebody else's yard, so that's not ours. So yeah, plenty of container area. It's pretty awesome. So I just met with Chris. It looks like this bed in front and on the side, and then all the way back there are totally mine to use. He seemed very collaborative though. He's like, whatever you want to grow, if you want to do up a plan. There's a fig tree back here. He says people have grown corn and tomatoes and all sorts of things, that it grows really well. There's a lot of sun back here, so that's very exciting. One of the problem areas is this tree right here. We're not exactly sure whose property it's on. It looks like it is on our property if you're following to the building over there. But this tree is probably dying off and is being overtaken by some really strong weeds, and then there's a beautiful fig tree behind it. So we're gonna see about cutting this down or cutting it back at the very least, or asking, you know, who owns it. And then there's a lot of wasps in this thing. They're wood wasps apparently, which aren't dangerous, but it is a consideration. So yeah, I'm very excited. There's so much space for me. I'm also excited to have a mixture of wall space and then front space, so it kind of extends the types of things that I can grow. So it'll be much easier, for example, to build trellises up an existing wall than it would be to have to like build them in the middle of a space. So it's going to make it much easier to plant different varieties of things that I want to plant, which I'm very excited about. I have many errands that I want to run today. I need to go to One Stop Blueprinting to pick up the Philippa pants pattern. I'm going to try making those again. Grace Weezer Dreams is sewing those in her stories right now, and I just was not successful the last time I tried making them, so I'm going to give it another go, see if I can get this pattern down, because pant shopping, like for any woman, is very difficult for me. So yes. The other thing I want to do today is go to Brooklyn General to buy yarn for my sweater project that I would like to cast on. I have a couple sweaters I want to cast on actually. More about that later. And then some rest and relaxation. I kind of want to plan out the garden. I just took a bunch of measurements, so I'm hoping to get into Illustrator on my computer and start making a plan for the garden and what I want to grow where, now that I know what space is mine and what kinds of areas I have, and I know more about the space. I can better plan for what I can and want to grow. So would love to do that today. yeah, a few things on the radar. It's gonna be a good crafty day. I started another YouTube channel to go with my gardening Instagram account. It's also called Jaclyn is Gardening, and I'm very inspired by this account I follow called Homegrown Garden. She does allotment tours every month, and that's kind of what I want to do, is do a little video documenting my progress every month on my allotment. Alright, so I'm headed to Brooklyn General now, and then after I'm done at Brooklyn General, I'm going to go to Walgreens, pick up some light bulbs for our light fixture, and then some snacks at Andrew's request.
On earth shall ring on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. And all the bells on earth shall ring on Christmas Day in the morning. And all the angels to heaven shall sing on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. And all the angels in heaven shall sing on Christmas Day in the morning. And all the souls on earth shall sing on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day. And all these souls on earth shall sing on Christmas Day in the morning.
Hello. It's been such a lovely, relaxing day. I bought beautiful yarn for my sweater. I saw my new gardening space. Andrew and I hung up, well, Andrew hung up the light in our dining room. We shopped for rugs, so we're about to order some rugs from Ruggable. Instagram got me on that one. I saw a rug a while ago that I liked from them, and it looked really pretty, so we're didn't end up going with that same one, but with two from that site. So one for the kitchen and one for underneath the table. Put the chairs together. So yeah, I'm just relaxing. Andrew is at the grocery right now getting some stuff to make a caprese salad for dinner for us, and I'm about to settle in and watch some gardening YouTube videos. So what you got here?
Making some caprese salad.
Caprese salad, huh?
I got some fresh basil. I got some fresh tomato. We're gonna add some baby spinach and.
Did you get smoked mozzarella?
They didn't have the smoked mozzarella. I had to get the regular one.
Okay, well,
but my touches on this salad recipe, we're gonna add some artichoke hearts.
my favorite.
And they're usually when I make this, I use real prosciutto, but it was really expensive, so we're going with black truffle.
Oh, that sounds good. Yeah. It's finally happening.
We're having our first meal at the table.
I know. We have the chairs, we have light to see, and the table has been lowered to an eating height. I'm so excited right now.
The lamp is burning low upon my table. The snow is softly falling. The air is still in the silence of my room. I hear your voice softly calling.